Hi everyone, welcome back to Spam Knits. This is a little sort of moment in time here on YouTube where I share what I am sipping, perusing, adorned with, and making. My name is Sam or Spam, and I'm coming to you from San Francisco, California, where I live. And yeah, I hope you'll join me. All right, let's get right into it. I am sipping just water. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I've had some like dryness on my lips, and so I'm hoping water will restore me. I haven't been drinking nearly enough water, so I think that's part of it. All right, perusing. I finished The Rachel Incident a couple of nights ago. I was reading it for a book club, but I really enjoyed that book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. It's based in Ireland, and sort of the author says that it's a very Irish story, and I think, knowing as much as I do about Ireland, or the very limited knowledge that I have of Ireland, having traveled there and visited there, it does seem that way, and sort of the characteristics of the different characters. But it was a great story, just really well told, really fun. It's sort of just about these two friends and their lives in relationship to the two people that they're sort of in relationships with, and they're roommates. So they're sort of roommates in their 20s. So yeah, it was a really fun read, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to talk about it with my book club. Okay, and then after I finished that, my hold for the second hierarchy book, The Strength of the Few by James Islington or Islington, came in. So I started that. I am not very far in. I'm 70 pages, 10% in. And I'm confused a little bit. I'm sort of wondering if I shouldn't have reread at least like the last chapter of The Will of the Many. I loved that book. I gave it 5 stars last year, and so I'm really excited to read this one. And I love Viz, who is the main character, and just like the storyline of this book. But I'm kind of still like remembering things, and it's not totally clear to me. So I won't give any spoilers here, but I am enjoying it and I'm excited to be reading it again. But just to say, I might recommend, if you have read this, to reread like either do a sort of recap reading or read like the last chapter or so, just because, yeah, I'm not having that easy a time being like, oh yeah, I totally remember that happening. But it has been a while since I finished The Will of the Many. I read it over the summer, I believe, so yeah. It's been some time, so it makes sense that I've forgotten, but yeah. All right, adorned with, I'm not wearing any knitting today. I'm just wearing my UW, University of Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirt. I just saw a bug in our room. Ugh. I'm wearing my Wisconsin sweatshirt, just being cozy. So yeah, just wearing that for today. It's Friday and I work from home on Fridays, and so often it's just a cozy day, but if I get to wear a knit, I love sharing that with you guys. So yeah. Also, I'm listening outside and hearing road noise. I live somewhat close to a busy street, and I've noticed in re-listening to some of my other episodes that you can hear road noise. I hope it's not too disruptive. It's just kind of the background noise of my life. So yeah, hopefully that's not too disruptive, but I know you can hear that sometimes. So yeah, luckily there aren't too many sirens or anything, but there are some loud cars that pass by. Okay, that bug just flew right in front of me. I'm not crazy. Okay, making. Part of the cozy outfit, part of just my general state this episode, I think, is that I've had kind of an anxious week. Just been feeling in a funk. Don't know exactly why. Could be a lot of different things. Personally, globally, could be a lot of different things. And while I have channeled some of that into my making, I think I've had a sort of general difficulty immersing myself in tasks. I often find that to be the case. I don't know if any of you can relate, but yeah, it's a hard feeling, that one. And if you're feeling it, I hope you know you're not alone. And I'm with you. And yeah, I'm hoping to be more immersed next week, but not this week. So, okay, I have one finished object. All that to say, even still, I knit a lot this week. It was, again, I think, was it last week that I was saying? I knit like a whole hat in a week, and I was like, oh, I didn't knit that much, but I actually did. So I did knit a Melt the Ice hat. This is a pattern by Yarncult, Minnesota, and has been popularized by Needle and Skein, which is a yarn store in the Twin Cities. It's based on a hat worn by Norwegians in the 1940s to protest the Nazi regime in their homeland. So this was sort of brought back by Needle and Skein and Yarncult, Minnesota, as a pattern sort of for the historical moment that we're in. I actually did not knit this for myself. I knit it for a friend who is located in the Twin Cities, and I will be sending it to them to wear. It looks so small. It's kind of a silly looking hat, but it's very sweet, and it stretches a lot. So yeah, I guess I can put it on. I haven't put it on with the tassel yet, but yeah, comes to a point, tassel. There's been a lot of discourse online about these hats. I think important discourse. I don't have much to add there. I think, yes, it can be a really useful thing, and knitting is a traditional craft that has a strong history rooted in revolution, anti-fascism, and general protest. And so it is an important part. This is an important part of that history. That said, knit the hat, but do other things. Give to mutual aid. Your purchase of the pattern is a donation, and Needle and Skein has been posting updates about the donations that they've been making, which is amazing. There are so many mutual aid organizations based in the Twin Cities that you can give your time and money to. Revolutions need all of us, and they need each of us to be in our different roles. And so if you are a maker, you have a role, and that role is very generative. So I hope, yeah, but if you're finding solace in knitting and this is something that can help you feel that way, yay. All right, I've probably said too much now, but yeah, I don't have a lot to add to the discourse. I think everybody has a lot of great things to say. I had a friend ask me for a hat. She was like, I would really like one. I don't know how to knit. Can you knit me one? So I knit one for her. And in payment, she gave to a mutual aid organization that my friend helps run. So, so that was good. It was a good compromise for us. So this is the Melt the Ice hat. And I knit this start to finish this week. It was pretty quick. I knit it out of DK yarn on US 6 needles. So that's that. Otherwise, I did not make a ton of progress on other projects. I think I did not make any progress on my Shifting Moods scarf by Anna Husman. So I will not share that. But I did make some progress on my sock. I am ready to start the heel. Knit my way through the foot, and I'm ready to start the heel. And luckily with this one, I knew exactly how many rows before I needed to start the heel, so I did not over knit. So that's great. So yeah, I will start the heel increases. I think given my sort of limited brain power this week, I just could really only knit like 2x2 rib, 1x1 rib stockinette decreases, and my other 2x2 rib project. So I sort of, this is what my brain could do this week, and what my body was capable of. So yeah. And then finally, my only other project that I worked on this week is the lovely rib scarf by Purl Soho. This is a free pattern on their website with a sport weight yarn. I am using the Wool Centrum 2-ply sport weight in the color, I think it's just called dark brown. My label is looking a little worse for wear. But yeah, it's an 100% Swedish wool. So yeah, and I am getting lower on my first ball. So yeah, I knit a lot on this week. I was there for the last week. That's my little sheep stitch marker. She's doing a little shopping, wearing a skirt. So yeah, so I've knit almost like double where I was last week, and kind of fun to see how sheer this is. I'm excited to see it kind of felty, fluffed up. And I'm loving how rustic this feels. And yeah, for a second when I was looking at this yarn, I was like, eek, am I gonna have enough for like sort of a scarf? But I have a whole nother ball of this. And I actually think there's a lot more yarn here than I am thinking there is. So yeah. But yeah, all my brain could really handle this week was 2x2 ribs, so not a lot of like thrilling progress on anything, and certainly no major new cast-ons, but I do have some ideas brewing, and knitting can be such a soothing activity for me, sort of for my nervous system and my mind, and so I do want to do more of that this week, and it may be good to sort of immerse myself in a project that has more like difficulty to it. I think sometimes that can be something. So yeah, I hope if you're feeling any of the ways that I described, I hope, yeah, you know you're not alone, and it's a hard feeling, but it will change, it will pass, and I'm here in the meantime. So yeah, I hope you enjoy whatever you are sipping, perusing, adorned with, and making. And I hope I'll see you here again next week. All right, big hugs.